Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. So much good stuff for you this week, folks. I just want to take a moment first of all to thank miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. miskatonicbooks.com, as you know, let me take these things out of my ears. They are a fantastic purveyor, international purveyor of just the best quality, beautiful occult books that have been published by small independent publishers. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get hold of them if you're in the United States, or simply if you didn't get the pre-orders, if you've not been watching my videos and you missed out on getting in on those pre-orders, and by the time the books actually ship, they're all sold out. That's very often the case. Well, miskatonicbooks.com very often stock some of these books that are a little bit more difficult to get hold of, right? Books that have been out of print for a long time and just maybe simply printed abroad, and so books that don't come up very often for sale. You can very often find them over at miskatonicbooks.com. And if there is a book that they don't hold and that you're really looking for, and you're you're hoping that at some point somebody will put one up for sale, well, you can just go on to the page for that book, even if it says sold out, and add your email so that you can get a notification as soon as miskatonicbooks.com get that book in stock, which happens more often than you might imagine. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. And I do recommend going and checking out their website, which is linked below. Let's start off this week, folks, with some news over here by a company that I don't know very much about, and it's called Calyx Herbarium, CAILLEACH, and that's as I say, it's not necessarily a company that I know very much of, but I saw this and I thought, that's quite cool. Exploring Scottish magic, folk belief and folk magic. The name of the book is Milldust and Dreaming Bread. What a cool name is that, right? I really like that. So let's see. It explores in detail Scottish folk beliefs, traditions and folk magic with over 520 pages, including illustrations. True collector's edition. See additional details for more information. Yes, please. So let's see. Available from these independent outlets. No, that's not what we're looking for. Maybe additional information. No, still not. Let's take a look at the table of contents over here. So let's see. Whispers of Ancients, the legend of... I'm not going to try any of these. The Call of Ancestral Roots. The Dale and the Butterchurn, the Reformation's Shadow and the Rise of Witchcraft, Folklore and the Fairy Path, Heavenly Saints and Wicked Devils. This all sounds like the kind of stuff I am fully into, and I know that many of you are as well. And that's a handsome looking book, wouldn't you say? I think that looks pretty nice. All right, so that is Milldust and Dreaming Bread, and the link is down below so you can explore a little bit more in your own time. Let's move on to news from Hilda. So Hilda is a little bit better known to me. So Fröja's Apples, Plants, Gods and Other Beings in Swedish Folklore by Sarah Bonadea, George Bonadea maybe. And Hilda are known for the nice quality. They do paperbacks generally, but they are very high quality, and just the design of their books, if not necessarily their website, that's annoying, is extraordinary. The design of the website is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but yeah, having that pop down over half the screen is a bit annoying. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. But I suppose what most of you will be interested in is the contents, right? So let's see, on Nordic Folklore Archives. What else? If you call me Mugwort, I will cure neither wife nor cow. But if you call me Luna, I will cure both your cow and your wife. Interesting. Okay. And then the original over here on the right. That's really nice, isn't it? So yeah, clearly not a heavy academic treatise, but rather a presentation in the actual spirit of the tradition, with great care to presentation, a work of magical art. I think that makes sense, as you know, as is quite a lot of what I show you on this channel. It tends to be magical art. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be linked down below, and you can check, of course, all the other editions, all the other books available at Hildir down below. It's worth checking out if these books are available with your local stockists, you know. Of course, go and check the original site, but if you find that the shipping's a little bit steep, you may find that it's absolutely fine. But if the shipping's a little bit steep, you can check places like Watkins Books, like Anathema Publishing in Canada, like I don't know, Cyclic Law, for example, in Europe, and places like this, right? And of course, Miskatonic Books. Okay, in the US. Moving on to news from Rubedo Press, Pathways to the Universal Tincture, Collected Alchemical Writings by Dorothea Juliana Wallach. Let's see. Please know that your order, any information on the book itself? No, not really. Let's see if there's anything here. No, there isn't. That's all I can really tell you. That's a shame. Let's see if there's anything written over here. No description of the inside of the book. Just a frontispiece over here. I'm guessing that if you're into alchemy, this is going to be of direct interest to you, and I guess you'll probably know a little bit more than I do about this this particular one. It seems to be available in soft cover and hard cover. Come on, Rubedo Press, we need to know what's inside. Good stuff. All right, let's move on to some of the items. Oh no, did I turn off the wrong one? Give me a second. Sorry, messed up a little bit in the process of setting up. Hopefully not too much trouble. A map of secret rivers. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this. It feels very new age, but it also kind of feels interesting and not to be instantly dismissed. Pippa Una is writing this. Let me give you a little read of the description so you can get an idea of why I included it in this news video, right? In A Map of Secret Rivers by metaphysical minister Pippa Una, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, consciousness expansion, and inner transformation. Metaphysical minister bothers me so much. Whatever. This standout among spiritual awakening books explores the nature of time and space, guiding us to master timeline jumping, an ancient art of navigating energy streams called timelines. All right, so far so woo-woo. Unlike typical manifestation or law of attraction books, now you're interesting me, this timeline jumping book doesn't seek to teach us to jump timelines, as this is a natural ability. Okay, I mean, if you subscribe to the concept of timelines, then sure. Instead, it helps us reclaim our innate gifts and apply lucid navigation skills. Now, I think this is where I see potential for value. The information is often likened to transurfing, but its styles and approach are unique. Drawing from ancient and modern traditions and stories, again, that sounds good. It connects disciplines and ideas gently challenging limiting beliefs to foster spiritual growth. It's a metaphysical book that explores esoteric realities, parallel universes, and the non-linear nature of time. Okay, maybe I can be on board. You see what I mean? So I'll let you read the rest of the description over here. You get a general idea of what it is. Naturally, the links down in the description are Amazon Associate links. If you can find it locally at your bookshop, please always do that first. If you're going to be shopping at Amazon anyway, then the links down below are associate links that give me a small commission anytime you arrive on the website and make a purchase, not necessarily for this particular book, but for any book via any one of my links. Then yes, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. And, you know, I'm all about taking money away from Amazon and redistributing with small independent publishers for sure. So, yeah, if you're going to be ordering from Amazon anyway, that's a thing that helps immensely for me and for the esoteric publishing world at large, since I do spend quite a bit of money with with independent publishers. Good. And then there's this Witch's Shadow Work Oracle. So this has been announced for quite a long time, and I think that there have been some, I don't know, some delays, but it's about to be released on June the 3rd. And yeah, I was a little bit disappointed not to find any additional illustrations, but I liked this illustration so much that I did a bit more research and found this post on Instagram by Claire Gogarty, I guess the creator of the deck down here. And I just like this very much, folks. I like the style. It's it feels pretty cool. It's a little bit more than what I very often see with Oracle decks. It's a little bit, just a bit different, you know. It's not your usual colored pencil stuff. Anyway, I really like that. The fact that it's a shadow work specific Oracle deck is very cool as well. So must have for witches and wanderers. This deck brings together Jungian psychology, witchcraft, timeless archetypes, fairy tales, mythic landscapes, earth energies, and folklore to gently guide you to discover the magic and power of the shadow self. I mean, just reading that, I'm like, yeah, I need one of those. Our shadow side is an essential part of ourselves. Understanding and working with it brings great strength, creativity, and wholeness to life. With this deck, you can ramble through the dark forest of your mind to find shining stars and moons in the shadow places. Pick a card and discover moon goddesses, bird souls, wolves, rebels, water spirits, archetypes, wild animals, and magical creatures, all intertwined in 40 gorgeous watercolor artwork. Each artwork is full of many hidden meanings and associations which help you explore your shadow self psychologically and magically. What more could you possibly ask for? That sounds really good to me. So yeah, that's the Witch's Shadow Work Oracle. Same thing. The link that you'll find down below is an Amazon associate link. Good. Let's move on to Kickstarter tarot that I found this week for you guys. When I first saw this, I thought, AI, nah. Wait a minute. And so I took a closer look. It's not AI at all. It's just a very talented artist with watercolors, and the deck is utterly stunning. I mean, it's so beautiful. So yep, that's a Kickstarter available this week. Naturally, you know, as is to be expected with a deck of this quality, of this yeah, beauty, and how much work has clearly been put into it, right? The starting price is 60 euros, and that seems to be kind of a normal starting point nowadays for kind of more artisanal, more beautiful decks. And I'm completely in love with this. So deeply beautiful. Clearly, you know, a strong fantasy slanter. I think it's actually in the title, isn't it? Is it called Soluna Fantasy Watercolor Hand Painted Tarot? There we go. So I'll give you, I'll let you explore that in your own time and find out for yourselves just how beautiful this is. Lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, Sphere and Sundry have got a new subset from Golden Titan, and it's called the Mystery subset. So this, I believe, is a combination of the fiery solar energies of Leo alongside the aerial mercurial aspects of Gemini, I believe. Yeah, here it is. So I like the way that Caitlin Kopok and Austin Kopok have described this. I'm assuming it's Caitlin's description. She usually does the wording, I believe, for the website. So let's see, the harmonious sextile between the signs of Gemini and Leo move from being a light and enjoyable exchange to an entire theatre of exploration, a set and a setting, a vibe you have most certainly never fully immersed yourself in before. For those of you who don't know about Sphere and Sundry, they're an amazing creator of talismanic materia that works, and it works uncannily well. So the sun and air signs, you can imagine with the astrological talents of Austin Kopok and the care to detail and invocatory talents of Caitlin Kopok joined together. Of course, it's going to be powerful stuff, right? I don't very often recommend talismans and talismanic stuff, but Sphere and Sundry will always get my thumbs up, double thumbs up, and all the thumbs up. Here we go. So the sun and air signs have a naturally tenuous relationship, Libra and Aquarius being the domiciles where soul struggles most mightily to shine, to groove, and to be its undivided self. This subset allows for the enjoyment of aerial virtues, ambidexterity, fluency, ease of movement, transitions, with a self-assured confidence of Yuvos, or the king of the jungle, allowing us to enjoy feelings of absolute freedom, power, and possibility simultaneously. Things which sound good together but are typically at odds in lived experience. So that, just being able to bring that together in a way that works, in a way that is positive, and a way that doesn't kind of cancel each other out. Ugh. Nice, very, very cool. And of course, you can check out the actual materia that's available directly through Sphere and Sundry. So that's really, really nice. Good. Next, we've got Janine Carson, who has been attending the My Living Astrology chart. There we go. Course that I've been leading with Carrie Paris and with Matt Oren and with Damien Eccles and with Alexander Cummins. And last session, there was one of the students in the audience who talked about these clay mugs that she creates with tarot card stamps on them, and I saw them and I just fell in love. They're just so beautiful. So I absolutely wanted to share these with you. I love all of these so much. And dishes as well. You can absolutely see one of those in your entrance hall to, I don't know, receive your car keys in or something. Very, very lovely. It's not all tarot related, of course, but clearly a very talented pottery worker, and lovely creations. So that's Janine Carson Clay. Lovely, and links down below, of course, as always. Next, we've got the Witching Hour. I Yeah, of course, it's Sarah Mastros, alongside BJ Swain, Hala Quinn, Monica Harold, and Marco Felgueras. And this is happening September 11th to 14th, 2025 in Charlestown. Join us for a nighttime magical retreat centered on learning, liminality, and liberation. Spend the weekend deep diving your path, eating, breathing, and living magic in a haunted mansion. Oh my God. And then come together with us all for a witch's Sabbath at the Eternal Crossroads for only $666, including food and lodging and tuition. This does sound like a lot of fun. And let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's 4 days of food, lodging, and tuition with these guys. Yeah, that's worth it for sure. Very, very cool. And you can see pictures of the venue. And so, of course, it's happening in September, and so there's still a little bit of time. Organization is still underway, of course, but I'd say that if you want a place, it's probably a good idea to sign up and get notifications about this, because I would imagine that's going to sell out pretty fast. Pretty nice. Very, very nice, in fact. And then this was one that Alison Tchaikovsky, thank you so much, Alison, for sharing this on Facebook. She pointed this one out from Sword and Scythe, which I've featured previously on the channel, but this particular pendant, I had to share it here, guys. It's so beautiful. The Guardian at the Gate. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's just gorgeous, isn't it? A sterling silver charm honoring the guardian spirit of the cemetery gate, presented at 3 local cemeteries with offerings before release. So it's a magically charged charm, magically charged pendant. And I just love it so much. So beautiful. That's nice. Some different pictures of it. Yeah, really beautiful. It's a limited edition necromantic charm created in honor of the spirit who stands watch at the entrance of the cemetery, the gatekeeper between the worlds of the living and the dead. This figure is not only protective but foundational, should be among the first spirits and acknowledged by anyone visiting, working within or drawing power from these spaces. To pass through without offering is to move without permission. Each charm was hand-sculpted in wax and cast into solid sterling silver using the ancient method of lost wax casting. Before release, the pieces were taken to the gates of 3 local cemeteries and presented with offerings of coins, flowers, and alcohol, along with petitions for the blessing and protection of the guardian. The charm may be worn or kept on altars or near thresholds as a ward and guide for those who walk between. It is particularly suited for the necromantic and grave work, ancestral rites, or for the tending of sacred boundaries. Each piece measures approximately 2 inches tall and comes on your choice of black satin cord or oxidized sterling silver chain. Only 9 are available. Yeah, get those orders in quickly. Really, really lovely. And of course, keep an eye out for more magical offerings by Sword and Scythe. Very, very cool stuff. All right, and then finally, not quite finally, I've got a board game of the week, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Oryelle Defenestrate Bascule and his temple, which was desecrated. It's absolutely heartbreaking situation. So he's an Australian artist, and for 8 years he's been gradually creating a self-funded esoteric pagan sculpture garden in the Ardennes forest in Belgium, having annual gatherings to build community here until ready to open it to the public more regularly. Okay. Recently, some people broke in while I was away performing at a festival and vandalized almost everything. Sculptures large and small, and even oil paintings were destroyed. It's just heartbreaking, folks. I've been in shock and grief, but I'm so slowly recovering, wondering what to do as my visions for this place were quite central to my life lately. Not sure whether to continue my sculpture garden vision. If I do, I will need to rethink security and also building community around it, but it is still my home. A beautiful wooden sanctuary with large gentle oaks and yews. So there is naught I can do but recreate, restore and go on. At least return it to what it was and continue to grow the wonderful lamas gatherings here. This process has already begun, but I need help, as the intruders also stole my solar panels, solar battery, concert speaker for gatherings, etc., and even tore my potbelly stove and chimney off the wall. So, folks, let's see. Rather than sink into despair, I pieced back together the three faces of my Hecate statue, stop animating the process. The top half of a toppled 8-foot Serunos rose again from a cairn, as the god of the wilderness will always find a way to come back through the cracks. You can see some of Oryelle's artwork, which it's if you don't know Oryelle's work, it's worth looking into, especially if you like Austin Osman Spare's work. It's very, very directly related. Yeah. So if you can help Oryelle a little bit, there is a GoFundMe, which I've linked down below. I'm sure he'll appreciate any donation that anyone can manage. Good. And then finally, my board game of the week, folks, is Inish. And this is the 3rd edition. It's a game that has been recommended to me extremely highly by so many board game influencer online presences. A friend of mine's actually bought it, and he said that yes, it is in fact fantastic. So it's one of those, it's one of those big hitter games, right? One of those games that people who've played it, they know that yes, it is fantastic. I've not played it myself, but seeing it here in its 3rd edition, I have to admit I've kind of been put off by the aesthetic of the previous editions, but this edition actually looks quite nice. I like this big box. I like these beautiful 3D models of Celtic spirits and gods. Very, very nice. Shoo. All right. And you can get an idea just how beautiful this edition is. Just by scrolling down here, you'll find lots of information on this game if you're interested, because it's the 3rd edition, right? And there are so many people who have reviewed the previous editions and have, as far as I'm aware, invariably given glowing reviews. So this is something that you can buy confidently. I believe it's a little bit complicated to learn. I may be wrong there. Just a little bit, more complicated than Snakes and Ladders kind of thing, right? Something to look into. There we go, folks. That's what I got for you this week. Thank you so much for your kindness. And my goodness, the messages I received after the video that I released on Saturday was just so heartwarming, so kind of you. I think on the whole, with all the subscribers who joined and all the subscribers who left, I think I'm pretty much even with where I started, which is nice. I'm so sorry for those of you, any viewers who are still viewing who felt like they needed to unsubscribe. I'm so sorry that I can't continue being for you what you were hoping that I would be, but I have to kind of do the thing that's calling, so I apologize to you, and I hope that you find some great stuff. Oh my goodness! I know what you can go and do is go and give Jack Grayle's new YouTube channel a like and a subscribe. Go and check out his latest video, his first video that he released just a couple of days ago, being a treatise on whistling and the four winds, and from the perspective of Solomonic magic, and just so much good stuff, folks. So much amazing, cool stuff. And it's all linked to his reading of the M.R. James ghost, let's say weird tale, right? Horror story, classic horror story called "Oh Whistle and I Will Come to You, My Boy." I think that's the name of the story. I'll leave a link down below. I completely forgot to feature it here, but so exciting. Oh my goodness. Very, very cool. And yeah, I mean, whether you've unsubscribed from my channel or not, I think you should go and check that out. And thank you so much for those of you who are just joining right now. I really appreciate it. And thanks as well to all of you who have been supporting me all this time and who continue to support me. It means the world to me. So that's really, really cool. If you would like to continue or to start supporting the channel, then the Patreon is definitely the best way, especially since now Apple are dropping their 30% joining fee, which was insane. So I think that's no longer an option for them. I think, yeah, it's going to be the same price to join or to support me if you've got an Apple device or any other device like an Android or a Windows device, a Microsoft device. So yeah, so that's good news. And what else? If you'd like to have a tarot read with me, lots of people have been reaching out with their own relationship situations, and actually it's been really interesting to find out how similar so many of our stories are, and it's been a really nice process of helping to just to see past some of the pain, you know. So yes, if you're struggling with your relationship, then that's definitely an option. Give me a call. You can find links to book a session with me down below. But you know, just because of this new acquired skill doesn't mean that I don't still also do what I've always done, which is tarot reads, which is spiritual guidance, which is giving you just the little bit of information that you might need to kickstart your magical career or to lead it into a direction that is more powerfully yours, right? More authentically yours. Just to know what your next step might be, what books you could read to inform a choice, those kinds of things. So if that sounds good, then head down to the links down below as well. There we go, folks. That's it from me. Do take care of yourselves. Do take care of each other. I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.